The weather outside at the moment where I am here in Nottinghamshire is pretty dreadful. I'm currently at Beeston waiting for the River Trent to stop flowing as mad as it is. And of course at this time of year you do get a lot of hail and rain and snow, and that all contributes to the flow of the river. So March is definitely a tricky month for boaters. Now, to give you an idea of how fast the river is flowing, I've lobbed a stick into the river and I'm walking alongside it to see exactly how fast it's going. And it's about as fast as I'm walking. So what, a fast walking pace? About estimated 3 to 4 miles an hour. And it's beating me. Where is it? Right, there it is. It's just gonna, yeah, it's got snagged. It's still going. The problem with all this is that my engine, its top speed on a flat, calm river is about 6 miles an hour. So this doesn't look good, does it? It's just slowing down now because that's where the water comes in on the approach to the lock. So yeah, it's going about, on average speed, 4 miles an hour, that river. So I think I might have to wait a few more days for setting off. Otherwise I'm not going to get anywhere. If you've got a smaller, lighter craft with an outboard engine perhaps, you'd be okay. But for me, nah. So I thought, let's take a little trip to a lesser known canal, the Grantham Canal, because it is in its restoration process, and interestingly it's one of the I think one of the most active of all the canals that is being restored. I might have that wrong. So yeah, disclaimer, I'm not an expert on these things. I've done a bit of research, I've spoke to the people involved, but again, I'm not a professional reporter, so you know, I might get a few things jumbled up. But I do have some facts for you about the Grantham Canal. Number one, it's 33 miles long, its original route, and I'll share with you later on what the actual proposed route's going to be. It was completed in 1797, I'm just reading off my list here, but closed in 1936. Now, if I swap over to this is what I use for when I'm travelling around my boat. It's the Waterways Guide, Nicholson Collins Guide, and it's just fantastic. Some of the gems it comes up with and the way they write it. So this was a time in the canal's history where it was taken over by a railway company. So if you're interested in canal history, you'll know that there was fierce competition between rail and canals. So they're talking about, this is 1800s. By now, railways were making their presence felt, and after much shilly-shallying, the grandly named Ambergate, Nottingham and Boston and Eastern Junction Railway and Canal Company took over the Grantham Canal. The canal is also known as the Three Shires Canal because it takes in Nottinghamshire, where it joins the River Trent, and then it goes through parts of Leicestershire to reach Grantham, which is in Lincolnshire. Now it was the original start for the canal. Lock 1, Trent Lock, and it's right by the Environment Agency building. Unfortunately, then it immediately runs into this road here, and you can see all this built-up area all the way along there until it starts up again. According to my contact at the Grantham Canal Society, Tony Jackson, thank you Tony for your help with this, the new route could go from Gampston Bridge here and just directly straight onto the River Trent. The Grantham Canal Society are the main group that it's comprised of so many different organisations, including the Canal and River Trust, who look after most of the network for canal rivers in England. So there are lots of different organisations in that area that are all linked in, all the councils, for example, and all of which who would benefit from the tourism aspect of reopening this canal. Anyway, I really wanted to see what this canal was like for myself, and I used my local guide, Dave from Newark, who's an ex-British Waterways electrician. Me and Dave went off to see if we could find what was there at the moment, see what's navigable, and most of all, just try and find a pub of the week. So using Dave's knowledge of the local area, we decided to pick out certain points that we thought might be worth a visit. The first one was Harby. Now this is where an old British Waterways yard used to be on the left there. And although we see the towpath there is kept very well by the Canal and River Trust, the water itself is unnavigable. Next stop is Redmile, which, like Harby, is in Leicestershire. And this is pork pie country. Stilton comes from this area, so there's lots around here for visitors to see. But still, at this section, it's unnavigable. And there's even out of shot, there's a gas pipe, I think it is, that runs across at water level. But it's a beautiful little village. So I think boaters that stop off here will all really enjoy, look at this lovely old church and, and visiting a couple of the pubs. Particularly this one, which fans of a certain TV show will remember. Yeah. Right, so, Dave, what is this pub here? What's the significance?
Well, this is the pub where the lads in our feeder's name Pet lodged.
Yeah.
In the series, so it's quite significant. But
what was he doing while he was here, though?
Oh, he's knocking off the landlord's daughter, which was very naughty.
This is Beaver Castle. It's a Grade 1 listed stately home that... We haven't got time for that. Look, this is about canals, all right? We want to find out more about the Grantham Canal, and specifically whether or not we can put boats up it or not. Well, this looks promising. The latest lock to be restored is lock 15. This is lock 17. And then it goes on to lock 18, which is the last one. So there's 18 locks. Originally, the canal had 69 bridges, which included 2 aqueducts. But that number rose to 83 over the years as railway bridges and more road bridges and colliery bridges were added. There are around 22 that need raising, which means to bring them up to the right height for boats to pass under. And 10 swing bridges to replace as well, but I think this is just let them be. It is possible to have a boat on the canal. You'd have to lift it out and plop it in there. And as a result, this is the only one that's pretty much zipping up and down at the moment. It's a trip boat run by the Grantham Canal Society that they are waving at us. And if you want more details about that, go into the description below. Now here is lock 18, so this is the last one. And you see Dave. What's Dave found? He's found Pub of the Week. Pub of the Week. Yeah! The Dirty Duck is a lovely foodies pub, I'd say, because it serves some delicious food, such as this avocado and Stilton salad. Oh yeah, very, very healthy. Thank you. No one knows for sure when the canal will be completed, but when it does, you'll have a few boaters in that pub, I think. And another stopping point for them will be this mooring location here, Denton Wharf, and at present there is a slipway there, so if you had a smaller vessel or a kayak or canoe or something, you could pop it in there, and then it's 3 and a bit lockless miles to Grantham. And that's it, this is the end of the line. So the trip boat that acts on this stretch of the water down to lock 16, that's still working, but it ends unfortunately at the bridge 68, where there's a dirty grate. Well, it's the A1 that cuts it straight in half. However, I've been told by the Canal Society that the plan is to push ahead. I mean, they don't recognise this point here as the end. They think, right, we can get through the A1 underneath it and out the other side, so it finishes at its original destination. Now, what a fantastic canal that is. I just hope that more people get involved with the restoration process. So if you are interested in helping out, they can do your help with anything really, even if it's just sort of admin or helping with the sort of fundraising, or even just getting stuck in and repairing some of the canals themselves. If you want to help out with this restoration, then the information for that is below. So if you go to the description, you'll find lots of links to videos and the website itself where you can find out more. Anyway. Right, now I've got to thank a couple of people here who have been supporting me on Patreon for quite a while now. I just haven't got round to adding your names into the book. But first up, Adrian Barrett. Adrian, thank you so much for supporting this channel. Your name's down there and you're in the Crank It crew, which is of course the name of my barge-based pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not. It's basically just crowdfunding, and these kind of people, including Craig Westbrook, thank you very much, sir, and welcome to the crew, have been supporting me. So I think it's amazing. I hope it continues. Yeah, couldn't do this without you. Thank you. Next time on Coming on Canals. Oh, sorry, who are you? I'm the announcer for the end of the video. Right, who did you work for before this? Channel 5. Yeah, I thought so. Look, leave it with me. I've got this one. Please do join me again next time as we moor and explore Nottingham. I'm going to try and show you what it's like to live there as a boater, but also just generally as a tourist as well, looking around this historic city. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you. Bye.